This is Tea with Queens, where the headlines get a makeover and the truth gets heels.
We don't just read the gossip, we rewrite it, one savage take at a time.
Caution, today's tea is unfiltered and fabulous. So, it looks like Prince William's, reluctance to reconcile with Prince Harry is being driven by some, trust issues. Specifically, family insiders point the finger at Meghan Markle.
Yeah. Oh, wow, that's a pretty explosive angle. Tell me more about what's being said here.
Well, according to a few royal experts, the Duke of Sussex's wife is, seen as a breach of loyalty to the royals. Experts like Hilary Fordwich mention that the family has a persistent lack of trust in her, and they fear that any private family chat might accidentally become public or even exploited commercially.
That's rough. So it's kind of like the family's worried that secrets would be turned into headlines?
Exactly. It's like a double-edged sword. On one hand, you've got familial disagreements, and on the other hand, the fear that these private moments could be leveraged for profit or public spectacle.
Right. And what about the specific criticisms of Meghan herself?
Well, another royal expert, Ingrid Seward, even went as far as describing Markle as the flea in the ointment in the strained dynamic. It's argued that she's damaged not just the sibling bond, but even the relationship between King Charles III and Harry's late mother's family.
Yeah, that sounds pretty harsh. Do you think it's fair to pin a lot of the blame on her?
I mean, it's definitely a contentious point. Some argue like, okay, but isn't the situation more complicated? Still, multiple sources indicate that the lack of trust, stemming from her perceived disinterest in the royal duties, casts a really long shadow over any effort at reconciliation.
Right. So it isn't just a personal feud between brothers, is it? There's a whole institutional component here, too.
Exactly. It's not merely a sibling dispute. The issue touches on public duty and the family's reputation. They're not only worried that private discussions could be winged off to the tabloids, but that it undermines a sense of, responsibility to the British public and the crown.
Yeah. And I also read that Prince Harry did try to offer an olive branch recently by sharing his schedule with the family.
Yes, that's right. It appears he's been trying to, deconflict with his loved ones to avoid publicity clashes. But despite that gesture, the underlying trust issues, like the idea that Harry believes William insulted Meghan, still hang heavily in the air.
I get that. But don't you think it might be a bit oversimplified to, simply blame Meghan for all these rifts? There's gotta be a shared responsibility, right?
Fair point, and I do see where you're coming from. It's a tangled, messy situation where, individual actions have huge reverberations. However, the experts are pretty adamant in stating that her attitudes and, her estrangement from what they consider a duty to the institution are like catalysts for this distrust.
That makes it all the more, intriguing. This interplay of personal grievances with the public image of the monarchy.
Absolutely. It's like you're juggling personal faults and the looming, ever-present glare of the media. The fear of a private discussion becoming public fodder makes any reconciliation incredibly fraught.
Yeah. And it's not just limited to the siblings either. The whole family's reputation and the public's perception get tangled in these disputes.
Precisely. The royal family is very cautious because any public airing of disputes could lead to irreversible damage to their image as well as, well, even feed into commercial projects by third parties.
So, in a nutshell, the real drama is not just about personal rifts, but about how every little personal issue risks becoming like a national spectacle.
Exactly. It's a high-stakes game where personal grievances are amplified by public duty and media scrutiny. It's a drama that seems destined to persist unless, well, some real trust can be rebuilt.
Yeah, fascinating stuff. It makes you wonder how family dynamics would differ if they weren't, constantly in the spotlight.
Absolutely. It's a tangled web, and until that trust gap is, bridged, we're likely to keep hearing about these strained relationships.
Thanks for the breakdown. It's a real eye-opener into how personal and public issues intertwine in the royal family.